Let me guess, you mark up your liquidity points in price, you mark up a perfect IFVG, fair value gap, order block breaker, and then you go in for your trade execution after price runs liquidity, tags a higher time frame key level, and then you get in, you think it's A plus, and then boom, the market takes you out. If that is you and that is happening to you on a consistent basis whenever you're getting to your charts for your trading session, stick around and you need to pay attention to what I'm going to say in this video. All right, so I'm going over price here on the 31st of March, and I saw a lot of people take this trade and I wanted to go over it because I think this is a value that you guys can find here. Now, I am on an hourly chart and I want you guys to see how price is moving prior to equities open. Now, as you can see here, what did price do so far? We had this run of this resting high here. We have it on NQ, ES, and the Dow Jones, as you guys can see. All of them running this resting high. Now, you guys were probably like thinking to yourself, okay, yeah, we ran a short-term high here. There was an SMT divergence here. We have the NASDAQ making the lower high. We have the Dow Jones making the higher high. And then, boom, we have this too as well. We have stuff aligning, and even on top of that, oh, look, there's relative equal lows here. This is like your sell-side liquidity pool, right? And then you go down to a lower time frame for a trade execution. So let's go down to a lower time frame and see for the bearish bias targeting relative equal lows. So everyone and their mother was on this part. So all these relative equal lows down here, let's make the NASDAQ a little bit bigger because we did our intermediate term time frame analysis, right? Now we have here price trading down below after running this resting high. There is a 5-minute IFVG resting here. People probably even took a short early with their stop loss above the resting high with the SMT, right? Target here with the relative equal lows. Boom. That would have been it. Let's say you're waiting for equities open and you're framing a short, but you're looking at the 1-minute time frame. Let's do that even per se. So we're coming into equities open, then boom, we have another run higher. There's still an SMT up here. Okay, cool. And then boom, equities open comes in. We have a push higher. Oh, boom. Guys, what we got right now, we have a run of a short-term high. Again, liquidity sweep. Then we have our IFVG here. We have a new fair value gap that just got inversed after running the high. All I need to do is just market sell here with my stop loss at the resting high and then TP all the way down at the lows, right? So I saw so many people take this trade, and then what happens right after that? The market literally runs you in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And the reasoning behind this is something that you guys need to pay close attention to. And I'm going to show you this is exactly what my process is for intraday analysis. This is going to help you guys frame intraday trades capitalizing on the expansion of the daily candle. This is a little bit something new that I only keep to my mentorship students, and I'm going to share it with you guys here. And it's just going to be like the tip of the iceberg per se. The 6-hour chart. Start your analysis for the intraday as a 6-hour time frame. The 6-hour will be a replacement for your 4-hour. So as you can see here, this is the start of the midnight 6-hour candle. And then you have the 6 a.m. to 12 o'clock close of the 6-hour candle. Look at what happens here. This candle here includes the entirety of the rest of the day for New York AM and the PM session into the closure of that daily candle. Look at the difference here between the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones. What is the difference? We have a higher low between these 6-hour candles here and a lower low between this 6-hour candle resting right here on the Dow Jones. And the S&P 500 corresponding as well at the higher low resting here. What do we also have? These resting lows here, also SMT divergence between the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. S&P 500 lower low, NASDAQ lower low, Dow Jones higher low. That is the first piece of framework that I want you guys to notice. Go to the 15-minute time frame. What is created here? That SMT is created here with the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones at those relative equal lows that everyone and their mother was trying to target. SMT divergence will always be your key to know when the market is going to leave behind failure swings. Now, this happened at the open of the new 6-hour candle. This is 6:30. This is the 15-minute candle print. Boom. We have the drop lower. We have our potential for the low of the day set in here. Now we're going to skip past this point in price, go closer to equities open, right? This is 9:15, 15-minute chart before equities open. What have we done since then? If we have the low of the day set in with this 6-hour SMT resting here, boom and boom, between the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and the S&P 500, we should know that this low here, or these lows, should not get taken out. They should be protected. And how do I also know that? We had a nice V shape out of that point in price, creating what? We had a creation of a bullish breaker block with a tag resting here, aligned with that 15-minute bullish fair value gap as well, just like this. And then price has been creating bullish structure since then. We're creating higher lows now. And on top of that, the entirety of Asia session has been an impulse to then price consolidating. You don't reverse from consolidation. We are expecting expansion from here, and we're just looking at continuation play based off of what Asia has been giving us here. The play on was never for shorts, especially keeping your eyes wrapped up on such a small time frame when you're just seeing price run a random high, then create an inverse fair value gap, and then you're trying to target a trade based off of that small ass IFVG that gets set into play. Align your time frames properly and then look for the trade. Trust me when I say that. Now, since we've identified this 6-hour SMT, right, I'm going to then push you to watch the 90-minute. The 90-minute will also be something that you're looking for intraday SMT, and then also for sessions. So if we're trading New York, I want to look for cracks and correlation between 90-minute candles. If we're identifying this at the low of the day, I'm not taking trades yet. I'm not awake at this time. I'm not looking for trades. I want to see what happens at equities open. So let's skip to this next 15-minute candle, see what happens here in price. Okay, cool. Now, as you can see, we have another SMT set into place here after price has the open. If we have this low protected and we just had this drop here on the Dow Jones, this Dow Jones drop, what did it create? It created an SMT here now. What is that an SMT between? That is an SMT divergence between 90-minute candle lows, resting right here, as you can see. If I click this, get this out of here, just so it makes it more clear for you guys. See the 7:30 low and the 9 o'clock candle low? See the Dow Jones 7:30 low and the 9 o'clock candle low? We're in like a kind of a tight consolidated range, right? But we're still able to read this. There's no imbalances that we're even using besides this imbalance here that was framed from overnight. This is the only imbalance that we have. Now, if I'm going to try and get on side of this move, how can I do it? All I'm doing here is I'm labeling the importance of protected lows and protected highs. If this SMT is now valid, I'm going from a 90-minute chart to a 5-minute chart because I'm replacing the 90-minute with the hourly. So that is my time frame alignment. 6-hour, 15-minute execution, 90-minute, 5-minute execution. Note that. Keep that in the back of your head moving forward. If we have a higher low resting here, this SMT is placed in just like this. This is our 90-minute candle low, cracking correlation. If this is going to hold in price, we should know that we're not going to take out this low, and we should not take out these lows either. These should be protected, especially with this impulse and this closure above the high. Now, with this impulse and this closure above the high, what is that creating here? That is creating 5-minute bullish breaker and change in the state of delivery. This is something that you could actually use to execute off of the closure above, the retracement here, and the stop loss placement resting simply at the low that was ran on the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. And your simple target is, again, 1 to 2 risk to reward, just like that. All you're doing is this. You're not anticipating this to be a Judas swing. You're anticipated this to be the low because this liquidity has already been ran on YM, as you can see here. You skip the next 5-minute candle, and what does price do? It goes right to your take profit point. What does the Dow Jones also do? The Dow Jones also closes above this candle here, gives you a 5-minute change in the state of delivery here, closes above all these up close candles, these down close candles there, invalidates all bearish PD arrays, and price ends up running, smoking resting highs above. And I promise you, if you incorporate this little thing and this little tweak into your trading, adding a cracking correlation between 90-minute candles when you're looking for trading your sessions, or 6-hour candles when you're looking to understand if it's going to be a daily open low high close, a daily open low high close. If you're bullish, it is going to show you a level of precision you've never seen before. This is exactly how I've been able to navigate navigate all of the consolidated price action that we've been having in the recent months and the recent price action that we've been getting to see in these live markets. Now, with that being the end of the video, I want you guys to go back into your trades, look at the losing trades, look at the winning trades, compare both of them and see if you could spot the differentiation in price if you incorporated the 90-minute, if you incorporated the 6-hour, and see if you were able to identify certain things in price that would have helped you take away that sort of loss that you took. And come back to this video, comment, and let me know what your results are. But again, thank you guys for all watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next upload.